Hi guys, and welcome to yet another Munro adventure. As you can see, I'm going to be accompanied by Lexi today. So the two Munros that I'm doing for today are known as the Easians, and they're on the western side of Loch Treig. The start point for today's walk was just outside Furset, which is close to Spian Bridge. As you can see, Lexi is full of beans and is raring to go for today's walk, which I'm pretty excited to do as well, as the views up there do look spectacular. The midges are starting to bite, so I think I better crack on with today's walk. Come on then, Lexi. Now this looks like where the climb begins, and it looks like it's going to be pretty steep here on the first bit, and this is only stage one of the pretty steep climb up to the first Munro. So I think I'll get the poles out here and start making my way uphill. As you can tell, the winds have really picked up just now, and this mountain is just full of false summits. I don't even think that's the top behind me there of the first Munro. But yeah, at least it's dry. Lexi seems to really be enjoying herself too. So it wasn't long from here until I got fantastic views down to Loch Treig. And after a few more false summits, I made it to the first Munro of today. Come on, Lexi! Well, finally, the top of the first Munro. Storm a Corrie Vian. A bit of a smaller cairn than expected. This is 1106 metres high. It means peak of the middle Corrie. This is Lexi's 21st Munro. And this will be 156 for me. In the background you can maybe just pick out the second Munro, which is actually not too far from here. The best view from here has to be across to the Grey Corries. Ah, what a cracking day it's turned out to be today. And the views in Loch Treig are incredible. A few facts about Loch Treig, if you don't know or not familiar with that loch, is that there's no actual road either side of the loch, so that makes it pretty remote. However, there is a railway that passes through to Carrower on the banks of the loch, and it's a pretty good train journey. Me and Lexi have actually done it when we went to do Ben the Lap, which is another fantastic Munro. And on the banks of the loch, they also filmed a documentary called The Hermit of Loch Treig, I think it was on BBC, and it's well worth a watch, about a man that lived kind of off-grid on the banks of the loch. A very hardy individual, that's for sure. So anyway, I'm gonna get a bite to eat before heading on to the next one. Sit. Sit. Paw. Good girl. That's us on the move again, as you can tell probably by the wind, but have a look at this for a view. Wow, right over to the second Munro and then back down to Loch Treig. I'm excited to see what the views are going to be like on the top of that Munro, which doesn't actually look too far away. Well, there we go, the second and final Munro of today, Stop Corrie Easian, and it's 1115 metres high and means peak of the Corrie of the little waterfalls. What a fantastic viewpoint it is from up here, especially behind the camera, so I'll show you some of the views. So the light isn't really doing me any favours today, but you can see behind, which is actually into Glencoe, with hopefully you can see the pronounced peak of the Buchel right in the middle there, with the Blackwater Reservoir just in front of it. And to my left hand side you can see into the Mamore range, to the western Mamores, which is actually the ones that I haven't done yet. But yeah, what an incredible view from this Munro. We're almost within touching distance of the grey corries behind. They look magnificent from here. And if you look just in the distance, you can see Ben Nevis peeking its head out behind, which is actually clear today, which is pretty rare. I think Lexi's actually spotting, I think it's some ravens. She wants to go chasing them. You know, like that. But anyway, I'm going to take a seat here and admire some of these views. You don't need to get the ravens, eh? What a fantastic pair of Munros these two are. The views from up here are actually much better than I expected. I've seen these two Munros multiple times, like from the Grey Corries, and there's another pair of Munros on the other side of Loch Treig. I'll show you the views that I got from there of these two Munros just now. And when I seen them then, I thought that these mountains would be pretty special. Not ones to do in the snow anyway, as they seem to corn us up pretty bad. But I think Lexi's also enjoyed her day today. She hasn't been out for a while. Some of the Munros that I've been doing this year haven't been that dog friendly, have they, Lexi? So that's about it for today's video. And before I go, I better give my rating out of 10. I'll give these two Munros a strong 7.5 out of 10. I wouldn't say they're the most straightforward, as they are pretty strenuous coming up that steep part, but worth it for the views at the top. But the route back is exactly the same as the way up. So that'll be it, I think. Have you enjoyed your day today? I think she has. So that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it and you'll join me for some more Munros in the next one.